New surface float at Northwest Wheel and Tire. In the past, we were unable to coat it because powder coat can't withstand temperatures over 500 degrees. It fits a different application than the other two surfaces we offer. It won't get rusty like this again. For us, it's not just maximizing how it looks, but also how it performs. The more we use it, the more we're excited about its capabilities. We're just amazed at how well this stuff works and how durable it is. We've been painting wheels for almost 20 years, powder coating for over 15, and we're bringing Cerakote in-house. The nice thing about being able to do Cerakote in-house is it fits a different application than the other two surfaces we offer, and allows us to basically tailor the best application to your project. Cerakote adds some exciting capabilities to our range of services at Northwest. Let's highlight a few applications where Cerakote might be the right choice for your project. High temperature applications come to mind first. If you want to look at this exhaust manifold, this is a project we're going to do to kind of showcase what the capabilities are. This project starts as a 30-year-old rusty exhaust manifold, but in the past we were unable to coat it because powder coat can't withstand temperatures over 500 degrees. The product we're going to be using is the C-Series Cerakote, and what that is good to is 2,000 degrees for black and 1,800 for silver. There's a couple of advantages, which is nice to have this coat. One is it won't get rusty like this again. The other advantage is it's going to keep some of the heat inside the exhaust, and that's going to lead to some cooler engine bay temps, as well as some higher exhaust velocities, which is going to make more power. Braking components is another area where we have powder coated in the past, but it does pose some difficulties with film thickness, as well as the ability to add logos and decals in between coats. So you can have your Brembo on your brake caliper, or you can have your McLaren badge on the brake caliper. And some of these little details where with powder coat it was possible, but it was time intensive and very tricky to pull off right. One of the areas we're excited to bring Cerakote in-house is to be able to offer more solutions for power sports applications. That's engine components, brake components, and some of the other small, very tight-fitting components where powder coating was unable to offer a solution that made sense. The other advantage of Cerakote is film thickness, where powder coat generally lays down about 2 to 5 mils depending on the product and the amount of coats to create the color you're shooting for. Cerakote can lay down as thin as 0.25 mils all the way up to 2. So what that allows us to do is do some very tight tolerance stuff. And this is where parts of guns and gun pieces, and if you want to look closely, the slide that we're getting ready to coat. And one thing I want to highlight about this slide is it's got some cautionary stuff, which is great for the masses, but there's a lot of guys that would like to eliminate some of this stuff and have their gun have a little bit more cleaner, more personalized look. So what we're going to do on this slide is we're going to remove this laser etching prior to coating. And one of the things with coating any kind of gun part is you have to be super cautious about how the product goes together in the end. And that's something here at Northwest with some guys that, in their own time, with their own friends, bring a lot of expertise into our building. But, where the pieces go together here, you're gonna see very, very thin film thickness. Whereas you come around to the outside, we'll aim at having that film thickness grow a little bit and add some durability, but still be able to have the gun function just as it was designed. And an exciting thing about Cerakote that we're excited to bring to Northwest is maybe some more fun projects. With powder coating, we do lawn furniture and bring a wider variety of customers through our door, but a customer of ours wants to do something a little bit fancy with his golf clubs. So we're gonna do a titanium finish where he had to cut the grips off. He was gonna re-grip anyways, but we're gonna coat these titanium and give him something to talk about with his buddies on the first tee. The list really goes on and on with Cerakote, and that's one of those things, if you have something you would like to refinish or something that means a lot to you, or something you're just trying to have fun and maybe switch the color up, I would say give us a call, swing by, let's chat about it. Honestly, the sky's the limit. There's different kinds of Cerakotes for different kinds of products. Having both Cerakote and powder coat under one roof really gives us the ability to offer really premium level Cerakote experience, where having an industrial oven with even temperatures that allows the product to cure exactly at cure schedule is going to give you that top durability. Having large-scale blast facility where we have high-quality media with very clean air behind it allows us to have a very uniform blast profile. That profile is going to lead to a very even finish in the end, as well as maximize durability. For us, it's not just maximizing how it looks, but also how it performs. Some of the common stuff that we've seen come through our door already is engine components is probably number one, where you have exhausts, turbos, valve covers, intake manifolds, as well as braking components for round out the automotive power sports community. The other part is gun parts, and that's not for everybody, but slides, barrels, and completes. That's definitely a Cerakote only type of solution. Some of the fun stuff we see is golf clubs, people bringing in antiques. If you have something that you have a value that's dingy, has some finish issues, and you'd like to bring it back to life, Cerakote could definitely be the product that could help you do that. All right, we're back, and we're behind the shop to get some of this natural light to kind of really show off some of these finished products that we got for you today. First one I want to show to you is a BMW Alpina V12 intake manifold. Very special project, very special car, and we have one here today. The other one is still in process, but if you want to zoom in, you can see that this was Cerakoted a glacier black. It's a high temperature black. It's going to help keep the heat out of the intake manifold, keep that intake air temperature down, as well as at the end what we did is we did a light polish on the release to give it that OEM, honestly, OEM plus look. All right, the next project I want to show is that exhaust manifold, and you guys saw the close-up of this in the blast cabinet. You saw this started off as a 45-year-old rusty manifold off of, actually it's my wife's cabriolet, Volkswagen cabriolet, so personal side note. The takeaway from this, same as the intake manifold, it's keeping the heat inside, keeping the engine temperatures down, keeping the horsepower up, as well as, making everything else in the engine compartment happier. You could barely see maybe just some of the little bit of corrosion that's happened over time, but for the most part, the Volkswagen Audi is still popping through. I mean, you can still see the part number clear as day. This product we're really excited about being able to turn something that was this rough into something that's going to be this nice and it's going to last another 45 years. The next product I want to showcase is this Smith & Wesson slide that ironically we coated in SIG dark gray, but we'll do a close-up in a minute showing that some of the warning labels that were on there, legally originally from the manufacturing, we're able to remove those, Cerakote over them, and it gives the slide an extra clean look when it goes back on the gun. So one of the things I do want to highlight about the slide, I think where the sights slide in here, this is all very, very tight tolerance stuff required to maintain that tolerance for the gun to fire accurately. Cerakote allows that very thin millage that allows us to give a product back that's going to work just as good as it did when it was new. One little bonus on this project is the design of this allowed us to do some masking down the middle of this, and that kept the Cerakote out of some of the most intricate parts of the way the gun works, but yet when it slides on the gun, you're never going to see that, and it's going to be original metal on original metal and guaranteed perfect fitment. Here's a fun project for you. Golf clubs. Say that twice without laughing. But the moral of the story is we did what's called a tungsten gray, and this is more for the low-key type of golfer, but there are some pretty cool colors out there that we could do some pretty snazzy stuff that will make you the talk of the tee box. There'll be a close-up of this as well, so you can really see the finish on the face of the club, and this product is durable enough to last many, many rounds for years to come. The last product we want to showcase is, it's nothing exciting, it's a bracket that goes in an engine compartment, but just wanted to highlight a really cool color that we're doing for a customer. This is the V-Series Gold. It's a very nice rich gold, gonna add some pop to this customer's engine compartment, and it's gonna be able to withstand all the chemicals and temperature that the engine can throw at it. So we are excited at Northwest Wheel and Tire to bring Cerakote in-house. The more we start to do it, the more we see it does fill a niche of coating requirements that powder coating or paint just can't match, as well as some flexibility with projects where we're able to do it in powder, but it's now, we'll just say, more efficient to do it in Cerakote, which helps bring the cost down and allow you to, do more with your money. So Cerakote offers similar timelines to powder coating. Here at Northwest, we're always doing our best to try to minimize those timelines. And honestly, if you know projects coming down the pipe, we're happy to put it on the schedule for you ahead of time. So the day you drop off your part is the day we get started working on it versus having to walk in, not knowing what to expect, and then have to be put to the back of the queue. Generally, if we know it's coming, I'd expect about a few day turn on this. It really depends on the prep that's required. Like this intake manifold came in with some old spray paint, probably sprayed on in the late 80s. For the intake manifold, we not only mask for the Cerakote portion of it, but we mask for the blasting portion as well. Ideally for us, we want to mask any gasket mating surface. We want that original mating surface to be maintained and then have the Cerakote only go into places where their coating might be. So if you're curious about the durability of Cerakote or some of the extreme use cases, feel free to Google online. We'll hopefully be doing some cool videos in the future that will, in-house test what this product's really capable of, but the internet has got this pretty well under control, And just as we're doing on our personal stuff before we're bringing it to our customers, we're just amazed at how well this stuff works and how durable it is. From mild to wild, there is a wide variety of Cerakote colors. There are limitations on temperature limits and stuff like that, but that's all the more reason to come into the store, bring your project, whether you have it off the car or not, and let's talk options, let's talk colors, let's talk timeline, and let's get excited about your project and the way we might be able to help you make your dreams come true. The only one thing I want to add is we're very excited to bring Cerakote in-house. The more we use it, the more we're excited about its capabilities, and we hope you bring some projects in so we can work together and make stuff happen. If you have something that might be a good fit for Cerakote, please call the store, come by the store, let's chat. You know, Cerakote might be the best option, powder coating might be the best option, but the nice thing is with having everything under one roof, you're going to get the best product for your project.